Interesting. And this next item is really interesting because it's nearly exam season in most parts of the world, and there'll be a lot of nervous students and almost as many nervous parents. Well, here's something that might be a little bit useful. Researchers in the UK have found that students who worked in a room with the smell of rosemary achieve 5 to 7% better in memory tests. Me? Well, I've ordered about 1 kilo of it since I read that research, because I've got 2 about to take exams. I'm pleased to say that Lottie Muir, also known as the Cocktail Gardener, is here in the studio with me. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, I didn't know anything about this link. Is this something that you knew of or had hinted at in the past?
If you think of Shakespeare and this research that's come out today, it's talking about rosemary for remembrance. It's one of those things that it's been in our lexicon. People have been talking about it for hundreds of years, and now the science is catching up. So back in Shakespeare's day, people were talking about this, and now we know that there's this incredible compound called cineol, which through inhalation, just by sniffing it, sniffing the oils, it goes directly into our bloodstream and into our brain and has these incredible effects.
But why? Do we know why it actually works? So you're saying that, well, this goes back even to Shakespeare's time, that we knew it was doing something. Do we know what it is doing?
There's a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, and it's been seen that people with vascular dementia and Alzheimer's have a lack of this. So I don't know how they knew about it in Shakespeare's time, and people have been using rosemary for hundreds, if not thousands of years, but the science has caught up, and we can see that if we can in any way inhibit the plaques that build up, then we've got a really good chance of that there is some scientific benefit.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, that's quite a big difference, 5 to 7%. I mean, does it make any difference how we take it in, whether we smell it or eat it, or how we do that?
If you have molecules that are so small that they can shoot up your nose and straight into your brain, that's a very effective route, rather than eating something where you have to go through your liver and process it that way. If you can have a direct hit of it, and it's that sense that you get if you smell eucalyptus or rosemary or any of those really pungent oils, the chances are they have this cineol in it, and you can go, you're getting a direct hit.
Principally imbibing the smell of it. I said in the introduction that you're a cocktail gardener, so you're mixing up a lot of these herbs. I mean, what do you actually get?
Well, if you think about it, inhalation is a very powerful way to get the medical constituents of herbs into your body. Alcohol is another excellent way of doing it. And both methods, what you're doing is you are increasing the level of blood to the brain. You're increasing the flow of oxygen and blood to the brain, and all the medical constituents are getting there a lot quicker. So with me at the at Midnight Apothecary, my cocktail bar, we're using really what people did back in the 16th century, the apothecaries of old. They were using alcohol, and most alcohol in its base has got plants. They've got a medical basis to them. If you think of whiskey or gin or any of those things, they were used really with medicinal backgrounds. What we're doing is using the herbs that we add to it to have...
Because I know that you do things like lemon balm teas and things like that, but have you been using rosemary? Had that been on your radar?
Yeah, we use rosemary. It's fantastic. It pairs really well with gin. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm using it as a community pharmacist, using it because it's delicious, but...
Yeah, I know that stuff with gin.
Yeah.
And the other herbs you've got here now, I mean, the interesting thing I thought was that it's part of the mint family. Now, that's another thing I didn't know, that rosemary is part of the mint family.
Yeah, rosemary and mint, they're all these, that family, you're talking about things that they've got a wonderful ability to stimulate your mind, but also soothe. If you've got short-term memory, if you want to have a stimulant, you combine the two. It's very, very powerful. Likewise, sage, that's from the salvia family. Well, salvia, the Latin for salvia, salvere, it means to heal or to save. And people knew about this thousands of years ago.
And of course, lavender, people use that all of the time for sleep and de-stressing.
If you stick a bit in the corner of your pillow, I think to any exam students, you wouldn't go amiss. You stimulate yourself with rosemary, then you put yourself to sleep with lavender.
And it's interesting because we've been looking at various things like this over the recent months on the programme. And we were only a little while back, we were looking at turmeric and the powers that has. I mean, all these things, it's fascinating because actually you talk to Indians and they've known about turmeric for ages, exactly as you describe rosemary, that somehow it's existed in the ether for all of us.
Yes. I mean, if you look at turmeric, we're looking at it now as one of these superfoods. In Ayurvedic, in Asian cookery and medicinal systems, it's been there for thousands of years, and there are the curcuminoids, and there's curcumin is the most famous one, the thing that turns turmeric yellow. That's known to have incredible properties, and the science is also catching up with that. People knew it for thousands of years, but now the science is catching up and showing what an incredible thing it is for us.
Well, Lottie, it's absolutely fascinating talking to you. I might try this out a little later in the day. I'm going to get back home, get the rosemary out and see how my two get on with actually getting down to their studies. Thank you so much for your time.